Alright, man, let's get to it, yo. No excuses. I fucked today off, man. Yesterday killed me, the trip to New York, man. The 6-hour ride back and then the hour and a half drive back to Charlottesville from Richmond that I had on top of that killed me. All the traveling, man. I got up at like 3, had to edit on yesterday's vlog. Man, and I just fucked away the rest of the day, man. No energy to do anything, no vlogging for you all. I've been in the crib, so this is what you're gonna get today, and I'm gonna call it a vlog. You know why? Because I'm gonna reflect on yesterday, which is New York, and I'm gonna tell you the truth about New York if you've never been there. And even if you have been there, goddamn, even if you have been there, you can vouch for me on this. All right, so first off, let me start off by saying, not offending anyone who's from New York, or if you love New York. I love New York as well. I just got some bad shit to say about it. I'm just gonna tell you the truth about New York City. I can't even say New York as a whole. Times Square, basically, is what I'm talking about. New York City, where the big old lights are that everybody wants to go see that has never seen it. It's fucking whack as fuck. Nah, I'm just playing. It's cool as hell. Like, I love Times Square. It's cool, it's bright, it's inspiring, but the bad shit about Times Square, man, that's what I want to talk to you all about. I want to give people an insight to Times Square who've never been there, you know what I'm saying, and just basically reflect on how I feel when I go to Times Square. Times Square is very fucking overwhelming. It's very busy. It's shoulder to shoulder there all fucking day. It's very dirty. Times Square stinks. What else bad can I say about Times Square? That's probably my biggest problem with Times Square though. It's very overwhelming, man. It's fast. And it sucks, man. It's just not what it seems. Like, once you've been there, like, your first time going to Times Square is a totally different experience from going there like your 5th or 6th time. Because your first time, you're like, damn, this is cool as shit. I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad I got to see this. But like, once you go to Times Square and you've been there like 6 or 7 times or 8 times or even 9 times, you're like, oh my God, I got to go to Times Square. All these fucking people gonna be here shoulder to shoulder. It's all stinky, man. It's gonna be so many people out there asking you for money, trying to sell you shit, trying to pass you stuff. Like, it's just very overwhelming, yo. Like, it's cool to see the lights and the banners and all that stuff, but yo, Times Square is just not where it's at, man. I encourage you to go see it. Like, don't get me wrong. Definitely go see Times Square once before you die. You know what I'm saying? Or even a few times in your life. But since I'm telling the truth about New York and I've said all the bad shit about it, Times Square in general, let me talk about the good things and what I do like about Times Square. One of the dopest things about Times Square that I love so much is the fact that nobody in Times Square cares about anybody else. And that's also a bad thing. That's like a gift and a curse for me. Like, I remember my first time going to Times Square. I came into Penn Station on a train. And if you've never been in Penn Station is one of the most hectic places in the fucking world. It's like this big ass central like train station where all the subways go through and all the Amtraks and all that stuff like that. So like, Penn Station is nuts. I remember my first time getting off the train and going into Penn Station and the way I felt. Like, I got off my Amtrak and I was going into Penn Station, and I remember like a herd of people running towards me, and it scared the fuck out of me, yo, because like, I'm thinking like, oh shit, something tragic must be happening like down that way, and they're trying to run from it. But the whole time everybody's just running for their train. Like, it's just nuts, yo. It's just madness, man. Like, I hate Penn Station. Like, you go in there to get food, it's so dirty. All the workers there just look defeated and they don't give a fuck about your food or anything. Like, yo, I don't ever eat in Penn Station. I hate being in Penn Station. Like, if I have to go in there, I'm out of there as soon as I'm there. I never chill in Penn Station. That shit is just like an anxiety attack, man. So like, one thing that I do like about the city is nobody cares about each other. And like I said, that is a gift and a curse, because like, people are so focused on what they're doing in New York, something bad could be happening and nobody would even notice it. Like, it's to the point where people are so focused on getting to where they're going. Like, somebody could be dying in the middle of the station and nobody would even care, or nobody would just look or even help this person. Like, that's how crazy it is. Like, people so focused on getting to where they're going. And I love that, but I hate it at the same time because of the reason what I just said. But I love it because like, it makes it so damn, how the fuck can I put this? It's like, when you go to New York City, like, you don't even have to like try to get dressed and like stunt or like, you know what I'm saying? It's not a fashion show as opposed to it is where like other places, you know what I'm saying? Like, here where I'm from, if you go to the mall or like you go downtown or some shit, like, I mean, not I can't even say here because like I know all these damn people. But like, yo, if you go somewhere that's like, you know, you want to look good, you know what I'm saying? You want to look good, you want to try to impress people that's out. Like New York City, nobody gives a fuck about you. Nobody cares about you. Like it really doesn't matter. People are so focused on themselves and getting to where they're going. Like nobody's focused on anybody. It's not a fashion show, man. You don't have to feel like insecure about what you got on or how you look, because nobody gives a fuck about you. And I love that. I love the fact that, yo, like you could just be yourself in New York City. Like nobody will look at you weird for doing anything in New York City. Like literally, it's just so much shit going on. Nobody's focused on you. Nobody cares what you're doing. And I love that about New York. I love that the fact that you can literally just be yourself, wear whatever you wear. You ain't gotta feel like, damn, I'm not fresh enough to go here, blah, blah, blah. Like, if you're going to New York City to tour, like to be a tourist, man, just the only, like, dress comfortable, bro. Like, that's the only thing you gotta worry about. You ain't gotta be fresh. You ain't gotta be trying to impress nobody or nothing, because nobody gives a fuck about you. Nobody is gonna give a fuck about you in New York City. And that's the dope thing about it. Like, I love that. And that's like one of the only things I like about New York City. I mean, I love the architecture and all that, don't get me wrong. Like, that's one of their best features in New York City. Buildings, bright lights, all that shit is inspiring, but that's like the only thing that I like about New York City, man. I just wanted to get that off my chest and give you all my insight, like my view on New York City for the people who've never been, and you know what I'm saying, just to reach out to the people who have been to like Times Square in New York City and see if they feel the same way about it as me. I don't know, I'm just rambling. I just wanted to talk. Like I said, I don't got a vlog for y'all today. I fucked off my time. So, hey man, this is what y'all gonna get today. But in other news, in great news, tomorrow I got a video shoot with Creative Ryan, so expect an in-depth behind the scenes in the video. And the day after that I have another video. So two upcoming days of videos, man. So it's gonna be a lot of behind the scenes content for the directors who are waiting on that. It's gonna be dope, man. I'll make sure to get y'all a deep insight to the video shoot tomorrow with Creative Ryan. We're kind of like tag teaming the video in a sense. I'm in charge of like the aerials, and I'll probably do like the DP work and stuff for the video, so it's gonna be pretty cool. But yeah, man, behind the scenes content is coming tomorrow, man. Like I said, I fucked the day off today, man. I was just tired. The traveling got me. It just is what it is, man. It's gonna be days like that. So, man, if y'all like this, make sure to like it, comment, and also subscribe. And also, yo, if like I said, if you've ever been to New York City or Times Square, let me know how you feel about it down in the comments. Like, I would love to know. I want to know how other people feel about it, and if people feel the same way about New York City as I do. And I just wanted to give y'all my view, man. Like, if you've never been there, if you've never been to New York City or Times Square and you're going, just dress comfortable. That's at the end of the day, that's all you gotta worry about. Don't try to stunt, don't try to go out there and be uncomfortable because you wanna be fresh. Like, fuck all that shit, just go comfortable. Nobody cares about you, nobody cares about anybody, and that's one of the dopest things about it. Also, man, just be prepared to be overwhelmed with people and fucking beeping horns and cars flying and just a freaking fast ass life. But like I said, man, like this, comment on this, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already subscribed. Behind the scenes content coming tomorrow and the day after. I'm gonna check y'all out tomorrow. Peace. Appreciate y'all.